Hey there, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to try to get through this AI thing you sent over,
Okay.
Rationalist.
Yeah.
It's all about teaching AI to think logically.
Right.
And honestly, just based on these research papers, it sounds like it could be really huge.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting, I think, because we're talking about more than just sort of like another AI. This is like a really fundamental problem with large language models. Those things that power chatbots like ChatGPT.
Yeah, those are cool. But
they're-
sometimes it feels like they're just spitting out these pre-programmed responses.
Yeah,
Like, where's
yeah.
the actual thinking?
Exactly. And that lack of transparency is a real issue. And that's where this rationalist comes in. It's designed to help AIs uncover the hidden logic behind the information they process.
Okay, so less magic trick and more master logician. I'm intrigued, but how does it even work?
Mm.
You sent over this research paper, Rationalist, pre-training process supervision for improving reasoning. And let's just say my brain needs a little bit of help here.
Okay. So imagine for a second that you and I are talking about Harry Potter.
Okay, I'm always out for some Harry Potter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, if I said Harry used magic outside of school, he is punished,
Uh-huh.
you'd instantly get why, right?
Of course. Breaking the rules equals consequences.
Exactly. It's obvious to us. But for an AI that, because is often missing, they can see the cause and effect, but the underlying logic can get lost.
So it's like they're missing the aha moment.
Exactly.
The understanding of why things happen the way they do.
That's precisely it. And that can lead to some pretty wonky results. So Rationalist comes in with a 3-step plan to fix that.
Okay, lay it on me. What's step one?
First, imagine feeding an AI the entire Library of Congress. We're talking a mind-boggling amount of information. That's essentially what Rationalist does. It dives into these massive data sets, the pile, as they call them, to extract potential logical connections.
Wait, hold up. It uses AI to train AI. That's wild. But how do we know these AI-generated connections are actually logical and not just digital gibberish?
Right, so that's where step 2 comes in, filtration. Rationalist doesn't just blindly accept every connection it finds. It acts like a fact checker, testing each one to see how well it predicts what comes next in a text. Only the most useful, most logical connections make it through.
Okay, so it's learning to identify patterns and connections that actually hold water.
Right.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it then actually teach all this logic to the AI? It's coaching.
That's step 3, supervision. And it's where things get really interesting. Rationalist has 2 teaching styles, implicit and explicit.
2 teaching styles, huh? Like a good cop, bad cop routine for AI. I'm all ears.
Sort of. Imagine implicit supervision as a nudge in the right direction. It's like giving the AI a subtle hint without directly handing them the answer. Explicit supervision, on the other hand, is more like directly inserting the missing because into the AI's thought process.
So one's more about guidance and the other one's more like giving the AI the missing piece of the puzzle.
Precisely. And what's fascinating is that the research shows that a little bit of freedom goes a long way. The implicit approach, that gentle nudge, actually leads to more robust and reliable results in the AI.
It's like in school. Sometimes you need someone to guide you to the answer, not just give it to you. Speaking of school, does this rationalist thing only work on brainy stuff like logic puzzles, or can it handle other types of reasoning too?
Yeah, that's the exciting part. It's not just about logic puzzles.
Okay.
It can handle all sorts of reasoning tasks, from math problems to understanding everyday conversations.
So what you're saying is this AI coach could potentially help with pretty much anything that requires well thinking.
Right.
That's kind of incredible. But also,
Yeah.
where does that leave us humans?
Yeah.
If AI can do all the thinking, what's left for us?
Well, that's a question a lot of people are asking, and honestly, it's a good one.
Yeah.
But I think it's less about replacing human thinking and more about enhancing it. Think about it this way. What if, instead of struggling to understand a complex topic,
You had an AI that could break it down into clear, logical steps, almost like a personalized tutor.
Whoa, that would have been a game changer back when I was struggling with algebra.
Right.
I can definitely see how this could be huge for education.
Absolutely. Imagine being back in school,
Yeah.
but this time your tutor isn't just telling you the answer.
Right?
It's actually showing you the why behind it,
Okay.
helping you understand the logic instead of just memorizing facts.
Okay. Yeah, that would make those late night study sessions a lot less painful. But it's not just about making things easier, is it?
Right.
Wouldn't this approach actually help us become better learners overall?
Exactly. Rationalist isn't giving AI the answers. It's teaching it how to think for itself.
Okay.
And in doing so, it might just unlock a new way for us humans to learn and reason too.
And it goes beyond the classroom. Imagine the impact on research and problem solving.
You're talking about scientists, engineers, those folks working on the really big problems.
Exactly. Think about a team developing new medical treatments or tackling climate change. With rationalists helping them analyze data and connect the dots, who knows what kind of breakthroughs they could achieve?
Okay, I'm getting some serious sci-fi vibes here, but in a good way. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. How would this impact our everyday lives, beyond the futuristic stuff?
Well, for starters, remember those frustrating customer service chatbots we were talking about earlier? Imagine if those were powered by rationalists.
Wait, you're saying instead of getting stuck in a loop of, please rephrase your question, I could actually have a conversation with an AI that understands what I'm asking and why.
Exactly. Instead of spitting out canned responses, it could walk you through a logical solution and even explain the reasoning behind it in a way that makes sense.
Okay, that right there would improve my online shopping experience by about 1,000%.
Huh?
But I have to ask, with all this talk about AI getting better at thinking, is anyone else a little nervous? I mean, we've seen those sci-fi movies where the robots take over.
It's a valid concern for sure,
Yeah.
but that's actually what makes this approach so different and potentially safer than what we've seen before.
Okay, I'm listening.
The key here is transparency. See, with Rationalist, it's not just about the AI getting the right answer. It's about us understanding the why behind it. That explainability is huge.
So it's like having access to the AI's thought process.
Yeah,
Instead of being a black box, we can actually see what's going on inside.
exactly. And that's crucial for building trust. If we can understand how the AI arrived at a decision, we can start to feel more confident about letting it help us, whether that's with something as simple as choosing a product or as complex as making a medical diagnosis.
It's like I trust my doctor because I know they've got, years of medical school and experience backing up their decisions.
Right.
This feels kind of similar, right? We can trust the AI more when we understand its reasoning.
Exactly. And that level of trust is going to be crucial as we start, integrating AI into more and more aspects of our lives. But, there's one more thing about this rationalist research that really blew my mind.
Okay, you've got my attention.
Hit me with it.
Yeah.
Remember how we were talking about how rationalist analyzes these massive data sets to learn logical connections? Well, it turns out it's not just good at finding the connections.
Okay.
It's also surprisingly good at explaining them,
Great.
even when it comes to super complex stuff,
Okay.
like advanced math problems.
Wait, so you're telling me an AI could potentially explain, like, rocket science equations in a way that wouldn't make my head explode?
You got it. And in a way that even you, with your self-proclaimed algebra struggles, could understand. And that right there opens up a whole new can of worms.
Okay, I'm both fascinated and a little terrified at the same time.
Right.
Go on.
It makes you wonder, could this technology actually be used to help us humans learn and communicate more effectively ourselves? Could an AI trained on logic and reasoning actually teach us to become better thinkers?
Whoa. Now that is a thought. Could this be the key to unlocking a whole new level of human intelligence? I mean, we've been trying to crack that code for centuries.
It's certainly a possibility, and that's what I find so exciting about this research. It's not just about making AI smarter, it's about exploring the potential for AI to help us unlock our own cognitive potential.
Okay, mind officially blown. I am so ready for a future where AI can help me win at arguments, solve complex problems, and maybe even understand those advanced math concepts I struggled with in school. Huge thanks to you for joining us today and for breaking down this incredible research. I think it's safe to say the Rationalist is definitely one to watch.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's definitely a research area with huge implications for the future.
And for you out there listening, if you're as intrigued by this as we are, we'll have links to the research papers in the show notes. And as always, thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep those minds curious